What's going on, everybody? Today is officially the day of who is going to be the new president of the United States for the next 4 years. Now, is it going to stay Donald Trump or is it going to become Joe Biden? We are now looking at it live. If I'm looking down here, it's because I got a lot of stuff on my laptop that I'm looking at. I'm actually going to keep track of what's going on with the presidential election. At the same time, I'm going to be talking to you real estate to let you know what I think is going to happen if Donald Trump stays president and if Joe Biden becomes president, either or. Now, right now, if you're watching this, we are live. We are live through the presidential election and what's happening. And not only that, but we are live in general to talk real estate with what's happening in the world. As we all know, we are in an intense pandemic. Now, Donald Trump had to go through that pandemic at the end of his term, and a lot of people wanted to see if he can prove, can he stop that, and can he lead America? And a lot of people are not seeing just that. So there's a lot of people saying that Joe Biden might take the win in this one. And the goal with this live stream is a couple of things. Number one, I want to talk about the presidential election and what the presidents basically want to do. If Joe Biden were to become president, what he wants to do, and if Donald Trump stays president, what he has already done and wants to continue doing, and also to talk about it from the real estate perspective. If you are a real estate investor right now, this is a scary time. I'm telling you, I'm a real estate agent myself. I have clients who have net worths in the millions, and a lot of them have deals with me that were active and decided to pull them until the virus goes away and until the elections ends, because they don't know what's going to happen with all of this uncertainty. It is extremely scary. I have deals worth 2, 3, 4 million that are on pause, that were pulled, or that died because my clients didn't want to continue forward, or the seller decided that he doesn't want to have a sale right now because of the following reasons I'm going to share with you as we go through this live stream. Now, if you can hear me, please let me know. And if you can see me, let me know as well. Make sure you got it on HD 1080p. We got Remember Raheel in the house saying this is crazy. Texas is going blue. Texas is Republican, but I'm hearing a lot of news that Texas is shifting to going blue, which is honestly unheard of because for years and years and years it hasn't been like that. Right now, we have it so far. You need 272, and we are at 85 Joe Biden and 55 Donald Trump. Now, a couple of things if you're into real estate and if you like to know more about real estate. The United States of America is waiting anxiously. Who is going to be the new president? And not just the United States, but I'll be honest with you, the entire country is waiting anxiously because this impacts the world. This impacts tariffs, business worldwide, rules, laws, regulations, everything that you can think of. The president, the future president, will impact all of this. If you're new to my channel, I'm a real estate agent, so I talk real estate. I'm also a real estate investor. I began investing. I transitioned to becoming a real estate agent. I currently specialize in commercial real estate, and I love the game of real estate. And I also love the game of being up to date with news to make sure that we know what the next trends are and what investments should be made. We have Umair jumping in right now. Finally, someone who knows what they're talking about. My man, I appreciate that. All the Cali people are moving here, bringing their ideology too. Thousands, if not millions, of California people are so salty because of the prices in Texas for real estate, especially housing for residential real estate. They sell a little duplex that's a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom for $1 million in Cali. They come here and they buy a castle for $1 million. So it doesn't make any sense why they wouldn't be moving here or why they would be coming here. Now, guys, listen to what Joe Biden is planning. If you're pro Joe Biden or pro Donald Trump, don't get butthurt as I start to talk about them, because this is not saying who's going to win or who's better. This is just talking about what they state and what they plan to do. And as real estate investors, people in the real estate world or in the business world, we kind of got to be concerned if it's going against business and making us pay more money. I hope you guys can agree with that. Now, if you guys are dropping any questions, any thoughts in the comments, I'm going to be sure to reply to them as I continue doing what I'm doing right now. So don't think that I'm ignoring or I'm not seeing it. So Joe Biden's goal, if you guys don't already know this, is to help the lower class, the middle class. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But what becomes a little bit wrong is when you try to affect the higher class to be able to benefit the lower class and the middle class. So what he's trying to do is charge more taxes on those who make over $400,000 annually. That might be you watching this right now and you might be pissed off. You're like, I'm making 400K, I'm already paying X amount of taxes, and he wants to now tax me even more? That's what he wants to do. Now, your concern might be that, but from what he's proposing is taxing the higher will benefit the lower. So he's making those who are hustling maybe harder, those who are growing their wealth, portfolios, take a hit for doing so, and to help the lower end. Now, I'm not against helping the lower class, the middle class, because the majority of the world is in that. Of course, nobody would be against that. But the problem becomes is when you have to impact the higher class to benefit the lower class, that's a huge concern. So that's something that he plans to do. Joe Biden also proposes to eliminate the 1031 exchange. If you're in real estate and you don't know what a 1031 exchange is, here is the simplest way for you to understand. Now, if you're in real estate and you don't know what it is, or you're not in real estate and you don't know what it is, pay close attention. Right now, you purchase a property for $1 million. You sell that property for $2 million. Your profit is $1 million. Typically, you can do two things. You can go and pay taxes on that profit, the capital gain taxes on that $1 million, depending how fast you sold it. Or you can take your profit and you can move it into another real estate deal and park your money there and defer your taxes. You don't got to pay your taxes. What people do is they invest $1 million, they profit $1 million. Now they got $2 million. They take that $2 million, they buy a deal for $2 million. They make another $5 million on that deal. They take that $2 million plus the $5 million profit, $7 million. They buy another bigger deal, and they keep growing and growing and growing. And then when they hit 70 years old, their portfolio is $200 million. They then sell, and then they do have to still pay taxes, a lot less. They deferred it for so many years, and a lot of people do things to make sure that they can minimize as much as they can. So if you're already in the real estate world, I'm sure you have a CPA, somebody that you can consult, because I'm just speaking my opinion right now and not giving any advice. But that's what Joe Biden plans to do, is to eliminate the 1031 exchange. Now, before, many years ago, there was a lot of people and a lot of talks about eliminating the 1031 exchange. And every single time it gets talked about, it gets thrown to the side and it doesn't happen. But Joe Biden, he's trying to make it happen. Now, the 1031 exchange is a huge market, if you don't already know. It's saying that $560 billion, that's what the market is, $560 billion in 2019. That's what the 1031 exchange has resulted in. Now, if you're trying to halt that market, that's a lot of money being taken away, frozen, or not being used. Remember one thing, me as an investor, if I know I can 1031 exchange my deals and my profits, I'm going to keep buying real estate. I'm going to keep selling real estate. But if I know I can't do that, I'm going to minimize purchases, minimize sales, and be a lot more cautious on the deals I pick up, which will slow down the market. So I don't know if that's the smartest thing to do or something that really anybody would want to do. Now, Joe Biden, he plans, this is a plan that he wants to do. He wants to give a tax credit of $15,000 to first-time home buyers. So you're in the market right now and you want to buy a home and you're broke, or you don't have much money, or you have $1 million in the bank account but you still don't want to put anything down. This is what he wants to do. He wants to assist you with a tax credit of $15,000 to put down on a house. As much as that sounds, as good as that sounds, I want you to remember you can get an FHA loan for 3.5% down. So if you got a home for $200,000, 3.5% on that is, I think, $7,000. That's the down payment that you'd have to put. So it's not a small amount of down payment that Joe Biden plans to provide, but you got to understand that this is not too good with the current housing market because prices are ridiculous right now. You can't even find a house on the market to purchase. You can't even get a house to purchase, let alone put in contingencies, not really being qualified, and still trying to buy one when there's people who qualify and are not putting any contingencies. So he plans to give a tax credit to people of $15,000 for first-time home buyers. That's great. But the market is so hot that just might not do. So we don't know about that. Joe Biden wants to also fully fund Section 8 vouchers, which, if you didn't know, currently a quarter of people who qualify for that aren't even receiving it. He wants to fully fund it. He wants to make sure everybody who can get it actually gets it. He wants to give that assistance to those who need it. And also, he wants to limit to 30% of people's income to go towards rent and utilities. And I'm going to be honest with you, something that is phenomenal. Listen, pay close attention to this. He wants to incentivize those who are renting and those who pay utilities on time, that being a method to help them build their credit. I'll be honest, I was shook from that. That is beautiful. If you pay your rent right now or you pay your utilities on time, it doesn't even matter. Doesn't go towards your credit, doesn't go towards nothing. You barely even build any reputation. Build your credit. Not only build your credit, but it'll show as something you've done on time consistently. I love it. That's huge. What do you guys think about all this that I'm saying so far about Joe Biden, his plans, and what he wants to do? Talk to me. Put some comments below. Let's discuss. Let's get things floating around. It's interesting, and that's Joe Biden for you all right now. His major plans on what he's trying to do. What's going on with the elections? Where do we stand right now? It's 7:27 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm in Dallas, Texas, so I'm over here just looking, trying to see where things stand. Wow, Texas is showing majority blue. Oh my God, what in the world is going on? Guys, if you're wondering, I literally just went on Google. I put Trump versus Biden. There's a map that comes up. There is the numbers showing up. So it's very simple if you want to track where I'm looking. Texas is looking blue so far. Wow, I think that's history right there, to be honest. I think that is history. Remember, Raheel is saying, will Biden crash the market? That's a hefty statement to say. As of right now, short term, I don't see him crashing the market. I just know that millions of dollars will stop being invested because the uncertainty is just way too high. But I think Joe Biden has way many more problems if he's getting into the market right now than trying to crash it or trying to float it. He's right now entering something that's not easy to handle. He's entering a pandemic that's still out there. He's entering people who are planning to or may get foreclosed on, an eviction crisis. People are behind on rent. People are behind on mortgage payments. Landlords are shutting down their retail shopping centers. Office space are getting bankrupt. There's a lot he's getting into, so I don't know if it's going to instantly become a crash. He might just keep trying to float the market with stimulus. So who do you know? Umair is saying, who did you vote for? That's a secret. Who did I vote for? If you're watching my videos and you don't know where or who I'm voting for, then I'll be surprised. Will we go in another lockdown if Joe Biden wins? If that happens, what happens to businesses? We went into a lockdown. Not just Dallas, Texas. The entire country, the entire world went into a lockdown, guys. And the world shut down. And as soon as it reopened, people were not getting any more business, any new business. Everything stayed very slow. If it shuts down for a second time, you're talking about a disaster. You're talking about millions of businesses officially filing bankruptcy and out the game. You're talking about landlords who are, they're not even going to question. They're just going to shut their doors for their shopping centers, for their warehouses, for whatever that's not in demand right now. Warehousing is doing real well, but I'm talking about shopping centers and office space. I feel those guys are just out the game if another lockdown happens. So if it happens, businesses are out. There's no way to survive, in my opinion. If a lockdown happens for a second time, it's not looking good. Houston is going blue. Austin is blue. San Antonio is blue. Wow. If you're watching this and you're also watching the election, guys, let me know what you see is going blue. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what's going red. Whatever it is that you're seeing, also bring it into this live because I'm trying to go back and forth and bounce with everybody. I want to see what's happening and what's going on from your perspective. So I shared with you right now what Joe Biden plans to do. And if you've been around and been active, oh, I just saw another state go red. Nice. States going red, states going blue. I'm seeing almost a 50-50 shot here. If you're right now in the market and you've been paying attention to the last 4 years, you've seen what Donald Trump did. So in the last 4 years since Donald Trump has been president, we have to be honest with ourselves on how things have been going. The housing market has just been going up. I remember in 2016, I was investing in the market and I was questioning, is the market about to crash? And I was playing scared money. That means I wasn't trying to invest. I was being very cautious. I was investing accordingly. 2017 came. Is the market going to crash? And it's just not me. It's everyone asking that. It's just way too high. The market just kept on going up. Appreciation exploded. I'm talking in Dallas, Texas. And I know around the world, majority of the places were also doing very well. 2018 came. The question is the market going to crash? 2019. Now we're at the peak and everything is going to crash. 2020. We have never seen houses flying this fast off the shelves. We have never seen what's happening in this market, even during a pandemic. So we don't know. But what we do know is the last 4 years, Donald Trump has made the housing market do very well. Is it a direct source that he has done it from his presidency and whatnot? We're just seeing it. So there's no direct saying he did it. But we could say that the housing market has been doing very well as he was president. Now, Donald Trump extended the eviction moratorium, which means that you could have got evicted yesterday if you didn't pay your rent. But he extended that out for landlords to not legally be able to evict tenants. I know in Dallas, Texas, where I'm at, you can evict, and it's been happening for a couple months now. But I know in a lot of places it actually was halted, and you can't evict anybody even if they weren't making their payments. Now, you as a landlord, you're sitting down, you're chilling. You got a mortgage payment on the 1st. You have a tenant who pays you rent on the 1st. You find out that tenant can't afford it anymore. What do? Now, you got to pay the mortgage out of pocket, but you got 10 properties and you don't got that many reserves. You don't have 100,000 just sitting liquid because for some reason you invested it somewhere else or you didn't plan for this. What are you going to do? How are you going to pay the bank? You're going to go to the bank and you're going to call them and you're going to ask for forbearance. You're going to tell them the tenants aren't paying me. You're going to tell them, look at this current market. You're going to tell them, I need some help. I'm underwater. And guess what's going to happen? They're going to help you, but you're going to get hit down the line. And guess what's going to happen? The tenant's not going to pay you this month, next month, the month after that, and the month and the month and the month after that. And who knows how long this is going to go until something has to get hit and something has to stop. Guys, this is the reality. This is what we're in right now. And this is the panic that everybody's going through, is that nobody knows what's going to happen and nobody knows what's going on with all this uncertainty. So Trump did the eviction extension and it opened back up here in Dallas, Texas. That was a good thing that he did it. Some people were against it. Some people were with it. But the truth is, so many people got impacted. It was a very nice move of him to do. But of course, landlords got hit very hard as well. Now, another good thing Trump did, guys, is he helped everyone on personal taxes. He helped everybody on personal taxes. He lowered it by a couple percent, 1%, 2%, 3%, depending on your tax bracket, which helps significantly if you're already paying so much taxes. He also lowered corporate taxes. I believe it was at 21% now, ever since he lowered it. Now, Joe Biden, he plans to raise it. If I'm not mistaken, Joe Biden was trying to raise it back up to 27%. Now, you got corporate taxes lowered. Joe Biden now trying to raise it. That doesn't sound too good and doesn't look too good. Joe Biden overall, he wants to raise taxes on the wealthier who are making a lot of money because he feels like that's going to benefit the lower and the middle class. And in fact, it could. But at the same time, the top has to get hit for things that they're doing. Maybe they're working harder. Maybe they're investing more. Maybe they struggled early on in their life and for some reason they have to get hit. But I guess that's how it works now. We're in a capitalist country. So it's basically as hard as you work, as hard as your earnings are and as big as your earnings are. So to see that people are getting actually hit for that, it's not the best thing to see and not the best plan to do. Now, Joe Biden, what he wanted to do with the first-time home buyers, giving them tax credit of $15,000. He planned to do that with first-time home buyers. He planned to do that with teachers, first responders, public and national workers. So it wasn't just to first-time home buyers. It was basically to almost majority of the people who work with the government or work in schools and so forth. So that's something that will definitely help a lot. So what are you guys thinking so far with everything that's going on in the market? Any thoughts, any concerns, any worries? I'm sure a lot of you who are watching this right now are in the business world, not alone the real estate world, but the business world. So I'm sure you have a lot of things going around that you're concerned about or thinking about. This right here is honestly real interesting what's happening with the voting. Very curious, very anxious to see who's going to win. Now, we have a couple hours left for the election to actually finish off to see who's going to win. So I'm not going to be on this live stream that long. In fact, I'm coming to an end. If you have any questions, drop them below. Hopefully I can catch them quick enough. And if you don't, thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm excited to see who wins. And this is basically the future of America and what happens. But 1031 being taken away will be a huge hit. 100% will be a huge hit. Also, $15 minimum wage, Biden, can you imagine? If Joe Biden raises it to $15 minimum wage, it's a good thing, but you're going to see milk go from $3 to $6, rent going from $750 to $1,000. Really, it just all balances itself out. $15 sounds very good, but the market's going to adjust to that, and that's probably just a way for him to win, to show people he wants to raise minimum wage, but ultimately, I think it'll just balance out in the market. Who did you vote for? Mango Chocolate asked, who did you vote for? That's a good question. Now, what you have to know is, if you don't know by now who I'm voting for or who I'm going for, then you're not watching the channel good enough or long enough. So before I answer that question, because I'm not, you need to go back to my channel, check out my videos, and you'll kind of get an idea of it. But this isn't a debate of who to vote for and who did I vote for. This is a debate to just see what's going to benefit real estate more and what's not going to benefit real estate more. Ice cream for $10. Look, I'll buy ice cream for $10 as long as it tastes as good as that one shop called Rolling Ice in Arlington, Texas. Phenomenal. If it tastes like that ice cream, I'll definitely buy it. Rania said, please don't take offense, but you need to groom your beard. I think you would look better clean shaved. I have no idea what that has to do with Joe Biden and Donald Trump, but my beard right now is very stressed out, as you could see, because of all the uncertainty in the market in the real estate world. So as soon as all this stuff clears up, it'll straighten itself out and we'll be clean to go and we'll be lined up. But as of right now, too much stress doesn't call for a groomed beard, but I appreciate that input. All right, we're still waiting on some states to see who's getting voted for what. Anyways, everybody, if that's y'all's questions and that's y'all's thoughts, I appreciate it. Thank you all so much. And if you have any questions or anything, you can always reach me on Instagram at my first name, my last name, Karam Khalil, and _ shoot me a DM over there. Also, I got a Spotify, so search my name on there. I make all my videos into audio format. If you're too busy, if you're driving a lot and you just want to hear what I'm talking about on YouTube, but you can't watch the video itself, check me out on Spotify, Karam Khalil. Just search my name. I should pop up. And if I don't pop up, it's because you didn't subscribe, you didn't like, you didn't share, you didn't show any love or engagement. That's why I didn't pop up. When do we know the results from Dark Rises? Probably know by tonight, couple hours. Sometimes it's 10 p.m., 11 p.m., could be 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Hopefully we'll know by today. But just hang on tight, see what's going on, and hopefully the place that you're voting for, the people that you're wanting to win, or the president that you're wanting, gets elected. And if not, it's not the end of the world. Everything's still going to move and flow. But the way things go is people like to make things dramatic, because when things are dramatic, that's what gets you more views, gets you more engagement, gets you more craziness. So that's what the majority of people like to do. Anyways, guys, I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you all so much, and I'm out.